skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM for short. I'm sure you done heard about it. It's single-handedly the reason why nobody plays Call of Duty multiplayer anymore. It's a hot topic on the scene, so hot that they even talking about it in the Washington Post. Yeah, they actually wrote an article about it and even featured your boy in it. Yeah, believe it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article to y'all and react to it live right here. Let's get straight into it because it's a nice little read. And shout out to Eaton Davidson for including me in this shit and even writing about it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how he feel about it, because I don't even know at this point. We're going to read the article and see just what's going on out here. And we're going to set the record straight on any fallacies. You understand me? So please hit that like button in this fight against SBMM. Let's get straight into this shit. Name of the article: Video game developers want fair online games. Some players really don't.
Come on now, dog.
Okay, hold up.
Come on,
Let's
man.
get into it. Penalty kicks, 5-set tennis matches, game-winning baskets, tiebreakers, sudden death overtime. Seeing someone win or lose by the thinnest margin is one of the most thrilling aspects of watching athletes compete. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a true statement, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? A close game, going into overtime, it come down to that last shot right at the buzzer, and it's whop. He sank the three to barely win by one. You know what I'm talking about? But this is not that. We are trying to play video games online. We are people who work and get off work and want to chill and relax. We're not athletes playing on the stage making millions of dollars a year. Let's keep that in mind when we out here talking about this shit, okay, people? Now let's continue on. But that's not the goal on Caldera, the virtual setting of Call of Duty's Warzone. Popular Warzone players in Twitch and YouTube, I'm reading it like he's saying it, I'm assuming, do their best to seek out game lobbies filled with less skilled players, often called bot lobbies, and completely dominate them. It's the gaming equivalent of LeBron James looking to join pickup games at the local YMCA. Prominent gamers have specifically called for developers to let them match with players at lower skill levels. It sounds pathetic, don't it? Dog. We gonna keep it. Let's keep reading. I'm gonna get into some responding to some reaction. I know you're probably tired of hearing about skill-based matchmaking, wrote Matthew Nadeshot Haig, CEO of esports and lifestyle organization 100 Thieves. Cool, it's a mouthful, ain't it? In a 2020 tweet. But I truly believe it is imperative that Call of Duty developer Treyarch dials back the difficulty of lobbies. When Haig, a former world champion, gets into a Call of Duty match, he wants to play against gamers who've just jumped on after school, not hardcore gamers like himself. You know, reading this article right in the beginning, right, it might want to turn you against Ethan. Don't turn on him yet. I think this is just good journalism. Trust me, I read the whole article twice. Let me get to the end. In the end, I think he might be riding with us. I had to fucking Google the definition of some big words to even get the clue that he riding with us, because it's like almost like he riding with us in secret. So pay attention and just stick with us now. Come on, bro. It's almost like that's such a dirty. The beginning of this article is throwing these pro players and shit and champions. You know, he's quoting the biggest players in the game and making it seem like they just want to beat up on little, and that's not what it is. But let's continue reading. Skill-based matchmaking is a system multiplayer games typically used to place players of similar skill levels in matches against each other to fairly balance teams and maximize the enjoyment of that players get from the game. It keeps track of a player's performance and uses win-loss ratios, skill streaks, death counts, and other measures to calculate their skill. Though the exact formula is unique to each game and one that developers keep under wraps to stay competitive in the crowded landscape of competitive multiplayer games. God damn! No wonder people don't like to read. This sentences are long, bro. Haig isn't alone in his dislike of this ubiquitous system. Do y'all know what ubiquitous mean? I had to Google the shit to see what it means. What does ubiquitous mean? Present, appearing, or found everywhere. Okay? Because this shit is literally in all games now. Michael Shroud Grisick, a retired Counter-Strike pro who has made a name for himself as one of the best FPS players in the world with 10 million Twitch followers, has also established his distaste for skill-based matchmaking, arguing that it doesn't work. Jack Courage Dunlop, a co-owner of 100 Thieves, has also complained about it online. With skill-based matchmaking, he wrote, "You have to sweat 100% of the time. They contend their audience want to see them pull off amazing victories, not struggle endlessly against other top players. While most players may want to have a fun, fair game, streamers want to put on a show." Well, they really trying to throw us under the bus, ain't they? They failing to realize, like, yeah, these people might be streamers. They might have made a name for themselves, but they still are regular fucking people. And the distaste for SBMM don't stop at streamers. SBMM has ran everybody off. The streamers, everybody who watch the streamers, the top players, the mid-tier players, underneath the mid, nobody is playing anymore except the absolute top guys. Nobody plays it. Like, pay attention. If the top players in the fucking world, the people that you consider, you know, the top guys and shit, all have a problem with it, don't you think it might be something really wrong with the goddamn system? But let me stay calm. I said I wasn't going to get ignorant in this video. Let's keep it on top. For Jordan Huskers Thomas, a popular streamer and competitive Warzone player, skill-based matchmaking is a labor issue. It negatively affects the top 1% of players/streamers the most because it forces us to sweat or try hard for good content to entertain our viewers. Thomas wrote in a Twitter DM, "High-level play against skilled opponents in a shooting game can be opaque or boring for casual audiences." And that's true. I've watched pros play. You know, you ever watch the pros play? FaZe against Optic. I know all y'all have tuned into some of that type of shit. It's not enjoyable to me. Watch it, because nobody going off. They finishing the game with 1.2 KD, 1.4, 1.6. This nigga negative with a 1.8, with a 0.87. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I thought they was pros. But of course, when a pro play against a pro, nobody's special. And it ain't entertaining to watch. I can attest to that. By racking up high kill streaks or stringing together multiple crushing victories in less balanced matches, streamers can more clearly show off their skill to viewers. And you know, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. But like I say, this don't just affect streamers. It's just that you streamers are getting attacked because we're the ones, we are the fucking voice of this shit. We ain't alone. When I sit here and rant and rave and preach from the pulpit about this shit, I ain't just talking about me. I'm representing the motherfucking kingdom out here, nigga. The whole community has been run off by this shit. Hello? Y'all niggas better wake up. It's gonna take more than paying somebody to write an article and throw pros under the bus about this shit to make it go away. If y'all don't get it the fuck out the game, MW2 gonna fail too. But let me pipe it down. Eric sniped down Rona, one of the best Halo players ever, made his professional debut in Halo 3 back in 2008. Since then, he's played on the rosters of more than a dozen esports teams over 7 different games. Speaking with the Washington Post over the phone, Rona, who signed to FaZe Clan's Halo Infinite team, described the quirks, difficulties, and blind spots of various matchmaking systems over the years. Some matchmaking systems were definitely better than others. Over time, he said, matchmaking seems to have become more complex and more opaque. While playing ranked matches in Halo 5, Guardians, Rona constantly struggled. Like me trying to read right now, huh? And he had no idea why. I even tweeted out to the head developer of the skill-based matchmaking system because I was winning 23% of my games. Rona sometimes felt that the better he performed, the worse his teammates became. It felt like the system, in its quest to find him fair fights, had gone haywire. It was like, I'm one of the best players in this game, and I'm losing 70% of my games. How is this possible? There was a hidden MMR, and it was such an intricate system. Now, this is true. He talking about Halo. This exact thing goes on in Call of Duty. You ain't even got to be that good. I definitely ain't no fucking super TDM player. I don't never even play that shit. You know what I'm saying? But every time I play TDM, and every time everybody in the chat, in the comment section, play who's a competent player, play TDM, they get put on a team full of 5 incompetents. You know, and then everybody on your team's going negative, and you getting pub stomped by a 6-man party. What's up with that shit? So, yeah, man, you know, the skill-based matchmaking, like he say, intricate system, hell, it's so intricate, they have patents with pages upon pages upon pages of details detailing how the intricate system works. I printed one of the patents out. It was 50 pages front and back. That's 100 pages of information about this system. It ain't just skill. This shit is the devil, and it has no business in between us while we trying to play a fair game. What a fair game is, you match us up with fair connections, and you let us hash the shit out. That's how the shit was born. That's what made it great. And ever since you took that out, that's why it's fucking failing. Article ain't gonna fix it, buddy. But let's continue. The hidden MMR Rona referred to stands for matchmaking ranking, a value that, like the ELO rating popularized by chess, attempts to establish a player's ranking compared to their peers. ELO is known for being a standardized statistical measure of relative skill that's fairly easy to calculate, so a player's ELO rating can be figured out by anyone with some patience and a scientific calculator. MMR, on the other hand, is a secret sauce. You goddamn right about that. While it has the same ostensible goal, ostensible, what's that mean? Stated or appearing to be true, but not necessarily so. Now, looking at that, Ethan putting this word in here, stated to or appearing to be true, but not necessarily so, lets me know he might be riding with us. But regardless, let's get back to it. Where's that big word at? I'm out here learning new words today. We've learned 2 new words today, haven't we? Have we got to the other big word yet? There's 2 of them in here I had to Google. Now, where is it? While it has the same ostensible goal of representing a relative measure of skill, it is a generic term for an array of measures developers use that can vary dramatically between different games. Yes, indeed. Like I said, the patents are out here. I'm going to try my best to, I am going to link the patents in the description so you can click on them yourself and do the motherfucking read. Let's continue. Complex systems that ensure fair matches sound like a good thing. Exactly. It sounds good on paper. Grouping people by their skill level is a time-honored structure employed to ensure a balanced playing field for all competitors involved. Everything from beer leagues to semi-pro sports are organized so that every team has a chance at victory. Gaming giants like EA, Epic, and Activision Blizzard use the same structure for online multiplayer, incorporating sophisticated techniques like machine learning. That's artificial intelligence. That is Satan. Learning to tune their matchmaking algorithms so that gamers are pitted against similarly skilled opponents. Activision, Blizzard, Bungie, and EA did not reply to repeated requests for comments on their matchmaking algorithms. Shout out to Ethan. He trying to get to the bottom of the damn shit. He trying to get to the truth, huh? Let us continue. Technical advancements make skill-based matchmaking techniques better every year, enticing average audiences to play more. That's what y'all think? But those same changes have also left a sour taste in some players' mouths who publishers have a vested interest in keeping happy. Yes, that's us! shit. Better recognize. Their live streamers help market games. Thank you. Our live streams help market the games. And these commentaries as well. Y'all better tighten up. Game companies have the seemingly impossible task of satisfying both sides. On one end, the massive player base of everyday gamers that define their bottom line, and on the other hand, the pros and content creators they use as PR for those same audiences. And let's not forget, it ain't just the pros and content creators, it's also the people who watch us. We're all part of the same family. You know what I'm saying? Those outsiders you're talking about, they don't include the people that watch us. Okay, that's the lames that they just got a game and play. They don't even know nothing about what we doing over here. But if these systems are indeed built to maximize players' enjoyment, it can sometimes seem like they're not working very well. Exactly. Let's get to the truth. Now's when the truth starts coming out. Hate for skill-based matchmaking is hardly a phenomenon confined to top streamers or salty Call of Duty players. As awareness about these algorithms grows, communities in Valorant, Overwatch, Apex Legends, and even more casual games like FIFA and Dead by Daylight have all at one point or another sharply criticized matchmaking for reducing their enjoyment of a game. Damn, this shit infecting all games, huh? It's like cancer out here. In part, it's an easy scapegoat for frustrated players. Hey, stop bullying me. That's some bullshit right there. Ain't no easy scapegoat. Easy scapegoat for frustrated players. Bullshit! I got to call that bullet. That's how I like that. That's a line of fucking bullshit garbage right here. That's bullshit garbage. Easy fucking scapegoat for frustrated players. Don't you dare. An easy scapegoat. You see the complexity of this shit, an easy scapegoat. This shit is the fucking demon of 2020, the new motherfucking millennium, nigga. Let me pipe down. Where we at? Getting sidetracked. The easy scapegoat for frustrated players. As Vice's Steve Russo puts it, the issue today is not that skill-based matchmaking exists, but that players are now aware of just how prevalent it is. No, that might be why we are talking about it. We're able to vocalize what the problem is. But let me give you a dose of the truth, buddy, because I know you ain't no fucking gamer. You're just a vice president. Vice presidents don't know shit about nothing but staying in college a long ass time and making, forming relationships in life and shit. You knew somebody, so you ended up a president of a gaming company. You ain't no cold ass gamer. You ain't no genius. Let me tell you the truth. BO2 is when they first start sneaking in SBMM. Now, a lot of people, hail BO2 as one of the greatest cards ever. I was addicted to Call of Duty until BO2 came out. When I tried to play BO2, the consistency was thrown off. My level of skill that I had developed over the last few years, it seemed like something was wrong. I couldn't consistently do good. Grew frustrated, and guess what I did? I played other games that year. I played all type of games. When I was done beating the game, I tried to come back and play some BO2. When I seen they were still on that bullshit, I'd pop another game in. You don't get in there and start fucking trying to play church lady on the playground and shit while the kids trying to play. Go your ass back in the building with that bullshit. But let us continue. Today, speculation about how matchmaking truly works has spawned several analyses as well as its own cottage industry on YouTube, where videos on the subject range from neutral explainers to rants delivered as if from the pulpit. You goddamn right. The algorithm is so wicked, announced YouTube creator Jay MURDASHOW Guidry in one video. It combs through the labyrinth of players looking for your nemesis. Whoo! Preach! I don't even remember saying that shit, but that is nothing but the truth, ain't it? The topic is a perpetual driver of viewership, in part because there are few satisfying answers available to players. Okay, yeah. It's a meeting place. We are all miserable. So when somebody make a video vocalizing how miserable they are, other miserable people come and say, hallelujah. Yes, thank you. Preach. Amen. I testify. That's what's going on out here. We all feeling the same. I am the voice of the people. I am not some fucking spoiled brat ass streamer looking to beat up on those. Now let us continue. In a phone interview, popular Call of Duty Warzone streamer and exit content creator Jared FPS said he thought companies like Activision, the studio behind the Call of Duty series, based their matchmaking algorithms on more than a player skill in a single game. You damn right. It's so much shit. Read the pages to the demonic algorithms. Read them. They know everything about you, said Jared. Jared, no, he read them. Who requested the post not publish his full name due to safety concerns. They have information from every single Call of Duty ever made. Preach. They know how much money you spend. Preach. They know how much if you spend money. They know if you use the buy station in Warzone a lot, the way your movement is, how many loadouts you buy. They know all that information. Tabernacle. Let us continue, children. Zing Ching Chang, a research scientist at Facebook, is the lead author on a paper about engagement optimized matchmaking that gets an unhealthy amount of attention from aggrieved players who believe proves a conspiracy against players. In reality, the paper only confirms in formal terms the widespread annoyance that streamers and other players feel when they're constantly pitted against opponents who are an even match. What about when they're constantly pitting you against people that's an uneven match? Because, you know, that happens, right? You know, when you're like in the top 5%, you know what I'm saying? You might have to get pitted, you know, the top 1% guys, it's not a lot of them out there. It's usually not enough 1% guys to even fill up a lobby so 1% can play against one another. So guess who ends up having to play against them? The top 5%, sometimes the top 10%, 15%. That's where we're at. That's where anybody that's competent is at, who's playing the game. So then you constantly getting pitted against these same overpowered fucking players who, a lot of them are better than the pros, because nowadays you got so much cheating going on in gaming that's being unchecked. You know, they just running around rampant with all type of shit, from Cronus Zens and Cronus Maxes to, you know, strike packs to, you know, all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Computer hacks. That's when you, SBMM is put, if you're good, you're getting thrown up in the lobbies, but not only with the good players, but with the cheaters. You know what I'm saying? It's really a horrible fucking system. It only protects people who are incompetent at the game. So even players who may start off incompetent, once they become competent, they will be churned too. You know what I'm saying? So your little system, you know, instead of nurturing your player base and trying to keep them in, you're just trying to fucking suck the money out of the dummies, and then soon as they become competent, spit them out, because then they're bad for the fucking game. You know, anybody that's good is bad for the game. Toss them over there. Let them fight against one another. Who gives a shit if they don't like it? You know what I'm saying? Just protect your player base of incompetence because it's bigger. Let's keep on going. Are fairly matched games always beneficial for player experience? The paper's introduction asks. And shout out for Zing Cheng Chen for writing this paper, proposing that a purely skill-based matchmaking algorithm could be improved with reference to data about risk of what the author calls player churn. Exactly. They churn you out. It's like butter. Churn you right the fuck out the shit. That is, how likely players are to put down the game for a period of time after playing it. Exactly. Because what happens when you try to get on and play a game that you know damn well you good at? You've been playing this game for over a decade. You get on the game, you trying to play, and it's like you incompetent. Like you don't even know what the fuck you doing. Hell yeah, they take putting the game down and uninstalling too. Let us continue. On with that extra info about player behavior, Chen and his co-authors simulated 10,000 rounds of 1v1 matchmaking based on real data from a popular undisclosed EA game. The results showed that their engagement-optimized matchmaking strategy showed a small but statistically significant improvement in keeping players playing over a pure skill-based matchmaking strategy. In a phone interview, Chen confirmed the growing complexity of matchmaking techniques. Previously, they only looked at your win-loss history and tried to develop one scholar score like ELO or MMR for you to summarize your skill. But as time goes on, I can see that there's work using neutral networks to summarize your skills in multiple aspects, not just one single score. And try to use more history, more information to estimate your skills in different areas. Do you see how fucking evil this is? It's not science, nigga. Get the science inside of this shit before you bring the devil out of us. As matchmaking strategies have advanced, they have broadened too, using insights from fields like machine learning and data science to further refine player experiences. A shooter's matchmaking system might consider factors like previous wins and losses, kills and deaths, how often players quit and what modes they're playing, how many hours they've played, whether they're playing with friends, or even what time of the day it is. These parameters are constantly updated and as more information about players' performance becomes available. Advanced statistics are then used to draw inferences.
Come on now, dog.
Fuck it.
Come on, man.
Advanced statistics are then used to draw Hold on. I've read that again. Let's just move. To draw out plausible outcomes of every game before it happens. Now look. Let me do this again. Advanced statistics are then used to draw out. Come on, let's go in. We got it. A conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. You gotta figure this shit out. They trying to figure out the outcome of a game before it happens. Do you see how wicked this shit is? This don't have no fucking big place in the shit. You know, what made Call of Duty great, people? I just can't stop stressing this. All they used to pay attention to was how close are people to one another? How good is the connection between these people so that when we put them together, they have a good connection with one another. They used to call that ping is king. They had a word for it. Shout out to David Vonderhaar. I think he the one coined that phrase. Ping is king. Ping is not king anymore. All this other fucking bullshit is. As if people need to be babysitted. People don't need to be fucking babysitted. Let ping be king and let grown men babysit themselves. With the old system, if you found yourself in a lobby that you didn't like, you could easily back yourself out that motherfucker and search up and find another lobby that was comfortable for yourself. And then once you got there, you found that lobby, you could stay in that lobby for as long as you like and have fun based on your terms. And that could apply to anybody, whether you was new at the game, high skill at the game, no matter what it was. They put you in the lobby for the corner campers with shotguns. You don't like that? You can back out. You're in the lobby for the quick scopers and shit. You don't like that? You back out. Now, they have algorithms in there that match you up with quick scopers on purpose. I'm saying this because it happens to me. I call it sniper-based matchmaking. I guess because I'm a decent to good AR player, you know what I'm saying? I deserve to go up against God's quickscope and snipers every time I try to boot up the game. And I can't even escape it because every time I back out, try to find another lobby, the algorithm just finds another lobby just like the last one. Now let me continue before I goddamn have a stroke. Even the people who are putting together the algorithms, maybe there's one or two people at a company who really understand everything that's going on in the matchmaking, which are often one of the most complicated pieces of the server code, said Naomi Clark, a game developer and the chair of New York University's Game Center. According to Clark, games in the mobile space like Zynga's Farmville were among the first to hop on the trend of engagement optimization. Oh my God, I wish y'all go to fucking hell with all this fucking shit. It uses data to keep players playing. This shit don't work. You're running us off. The single player Farmville gobbled up player data to determine more efficient ways of keeping them around, increasing their playtime, and getting them to spend money. In a multiplayer setting, these systems anticipate the complaints of gamers who quickly tire of playing against opponents just as good as they are, and models their frustrations, curbing them before they throw the controller across the room. Well, I hope that they bring this shit, whatever that's supposed to be, bring that shit to Call of Duty. Or better yet, take all of this fucking manipulative shit the fuck out of the games. Don't y'all understand y'all are complicating some simple shit? You fucking demons. You cannot try to play God. You can't. You can't. Let me continue, because this shit ain't gonna never get to the end. Advances in matchmaking are just one tool in a larger strategy developers use to keep existing players and attract new ones. But the notion of a good match can drastically vary between individuals. Some players enjoy struggling against peers as skilled as themselves. Others might prefer more casual gaming between players with a wide range of skill levels. Still, others might prefer matches for reasons unassociated with relative skill level, such as whether their teammates have microphones for in-game communication. Even developers themselves don't always agree on a concrete answer. A recent Halo Infinite blog post explaining the game's matchmaking was followed by a public dissent from Max Hoberman, the designer of the ranking systems in Halo 2 and 3. In a series of tweets, Hoberman disagreed that perfectly balanced games were always the most fun. In fact, I felt they were often the most stressful. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. Boy, ain't that the motherfucking truth? That, my friend, that's the truest shit in this article right here. Huh, man. And maybe if you... Let's continue. While matchmaking algorithms have hovered up progressively more in-game variables over the years, they don't yet appear to account for all the ways gaming has ballooned into a cultural mainstay, chiefly on streaming platforms. In some games, enjoyment of close matches is what keeps players coming back, and matchmaking in those games has a close relation to pure measures of skill. In others, developers may have determined that giving players an easy match every so often is a similarly valid way of designing the best player experiences, encouraging them to spend more time in the game. But what defines the dynamic is the fact that skill-based matchmaking is a business strategy designed to keep players coming back. How players define fairness is subjective. Their engagement metrics are not. End of article. And how y'all feel about that? Before I even forget, let me just touch on, because I was holding my tongue. Yeah, if SBMM is designed to keep players coming back, I hope they looking at the numbers and see how that we are not. All it is doing is forcing us off. You know what I'm saying? In conclusion, if I haven't made it clear already, let's just summarize this shit. SBMM is why people not playing Call of Duty no more. It's not that we just looking to beat up on people that's lesser skilled, but let's be honest. Everybody needs to find a good lobby in order to have fun. What they define as a good lobby varies from person to person. So it can't be no outside entity with no algorithm, no learning fucking, computer learning shit trying to determine what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you. So get the algorithms out of the game and put the power back in the players' hands. Bring back lobbies that don't break up. You know what I'm saying? Match us based on ping so we can have good connections, because that's another huge issue. Players who don't have good connections can't enjoy themselves in the game. And when you're trying this hard to match certain people together, you're not going to have good connections in the lobbies. That's another huge issue. So make ping is king again. You know what I'm saying? So we can have good lobbies. Get all type of matchmaking the fuck out of there. We used to, whenever Christmas time would come around, we used to be able to harvest the Christmas news. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There was no skill-based matchmaking back in the day. If you booted up on Christmas morning and you were a prestige master, you had just as much chance of being in a lobby with a Christmas noob as anybody else. And that's how it should be. We're not pros. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's some of the pros complaining, but you got to talk. You're fucking up the regular community, which is the people who just play and watch the pros and watch the streamers. These guys can't even enjoy the game. Don't nobody want to play a game and be doing mediocre. If you gonna do good in the game, you need to do good in the game because you did good in the game. Otherwise, you don't have no feeling of accomplishment. We don't want you to hand us a goddamn easy lobby every so often to keep us playing the fucking game. That shit is fake as a motherfucker, and it feels fake. You know what I'm saying? Get this shit out of the way so we can get better at the game and actually see the progress of getting better. With the way the system is, the better you get, the harder your fucking competition get. We never see any improvement in our skill level because we can't do any better in the lobbies because the floor keeps rising. As we learn to jump higher, the floor continues to drop. My bad. The floor is dropping. We jumping higher, the floor dropping. We jump a foot higher, you dropped it for a foot. Nigga can't get up in this motherfucker. Now, that's about it, man, because I'm sure this article long as hell. Y'all talk to me in the comment section, man. How the fuck y'all feel about this shit? We can't let this shit slide. We can't give up the fight. You know what I'm saying? They working hard out here they say they trying to, you know, get it together. So, you know, the experience is less debilitating for us card players. So, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed that they're going to get it together. Hopefully somebody with some sense listen to this article and pull some goddamn truth out of this and go and fix the situation. Because the way it's heading, man, look, we love Call of Duty. We used to love playing multiplayer. We can't play it anymore because of the algorithm. That's why we playing Warzone. Not because we just love Warzone, but because it's just not as debilitating. And then now I hear they taking away Rebirth map next week with a new one. So let me get out of here. I got some more shit to complain about. Be sure to ring that notification bell. Fuck with your boy, man. I'm at this bitch.